Alright, thought for this video series we would carve one of these letter openers. Kind of fun little activity, not too hard to do. You're only carving half a face, so you don't have to worry about the symmetry of it in its roundness. And you can make different ones. Here's one with a cowboy face. These are all kind of different. I've only got 3 of them that were painted, and then we've got several more that have been finished. Just little fun ones to do. I show these to my carving colleagues and they just think that they're neat little ones to do. So we'll get that going. I'll put this on my website. Here's the pattern. I'll load that on my website, ericowensart.blogspot.com, and if that doesn't work, I'll probably have it on my YouTube channel as well, or not YouTube, my Facebook. So it's a relatively simple project to do. We start with a blank. I've got 3 of them here, roughly about the same thing and the same size and shape, and so we'll just make a separation between the bottom of the chin, lips here, the bottom of the chin, across, and feel free to change this any way that you think you need to. It's a piece of wood about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick, depending on how big a face you want, and it's relatively easy to do. Whenever you get bored or not sure where you go, you can always work on the letter opener part and then you go back to the face. I like to draw on my carving to know where things are going to go, and so in this case I'm going to put an ear in here. I have to decide whether I want hair, but here's the top of the nose. I have to decide whether I want to drop that down. Here's the bottom of the nose. You have to decide whether you want it hooked or whether you want it rounded, whether you want a great big nose. You can drive that nostril way back there. Decide where your eyes are going to go. Decide what kind of eyebrows you're going to have. Decide whether it's going to have any hair, be bald, or a number of things, or almost bald. You could make him to where he comes over here and he has a little bit of a sideburn there. We've got a mouth here, we've got a smile line here, we'll put in a bag or 2 down here, and we could have him frowning with his chin coming down here like that. And so you can draw it with your pencil. I like to, once I decide that I like it and it's alright, where I put all the major features, I like to go ahead and then draw it in with a pen. And these little Sharpie extra fine point pens work perfectly for what I want to do. And we're just going to give him a kind of a sour look. Now, you can tell this is the bottom of the ear. If I want to, I can drop that down a little bit more, but I want to leave room in here for a sideburn that comes down to the bottom of his ear, and leave enough room up there for hair. We can put in his eye here when we draw that in, a couple of bags, a nostril, some eyebrows, and I think that guy's about ready to go. So on the next video, this one's a short one, we're testing a new holder for my camera and seeing if it's the right distance and seeing if it has the right field of frame and seeing if it's angled right. So bear with me and we'll get that other video started and loaded up where we actually start to carve this thing. We'll see you then.